Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the very first channel update. Kind of every 5 or 6 months I will do a channel update and progress on the layout of what I'm going to be doing on the layout. Kind of every 5 6 months, something like that. And the channel's going 5 months now, so I thought I'd do an update. So, things that are in the pipeline for the next couple of weeks, couple of months, and what I'm going to be concentrating on the layout here. So, I'll go through it now. So, firstly, there will be a look at and a kind of a bit of a review of some of the more of the locomotives on the layout. Actually, one of them is standing there. That's the Brighton Bell. We're going to take a look at that and the features and the kind of information history about that. And the other one is sitting in the TMD across the way. Here's the other locomotive there I'm going to have a quick look at in the coming weeks. The class 42, that's done by Bachmann. I'll have a look at that as well, hiding in the back there in the TMD. And as the class 60 passes by. So that's a couple of locomotives we're going to be looking at over the next couple of weeks and that kind of thing. I'm going to do a short series, and they'll be really short. They'll be short videos. It's kind of a beginner's guide. That's what it's going to be. And the kind of things I'm going to be doing in that series, maybe it'll be about 2 or 3 videos. These are aimed at beginners, and I'll be showing how I actually do these kind of things. So the kind of things we're going to be looking at is the likes of track lane, and it really is important. You know, very important part of the layout is that the track is laid correctly and maintained correctly, so the trains are just running at their best. So that I'll do a beginner's guide on how I laid the track correctly and the methods I used, and then I'll do one of the other videos I'll be doing is on servicing the rolling stock. And when I mean the rolling stock, I mean coaches, wagons, how I take care of them. This is something most people don't really think of, really, you know, but to have the trains running nicely and smoothly, this has to be done. So I'll do a feature on that. And then I'll do another feature on something very basic, but very important, is wheel cleaning. Wheel cleaning on the locomotives and how I actually do that. So that's the beginners series, probably about 2 or 3 videos. At the end of the month there is a model railway exhibition up in Dublin, and hopefully I'm going to pop up to it and I'm going to take some footage of the various layouts that are on show. So I don't know what it's going to have on show. It could be a mixture of British themed, Irish themed, maybe international themed layouts, and I'm going to take footage and share that with you guys, see what you think. I might have a look at some of the stalls there, see what kind of items are on sale, that kind of thing. It's a while since I've been to a model railway exhibition, and you never know, I might be able to pick up a purchase there. It's a good place to pick up items. And of course, looking at other layouts rather than just on YouTube, in real life, very good for giving you ideas on how best to proceed. I've done a few features here on the channel. I think I did one on Kenneth Grange's input into the HST design, and then I did one on model railway books, and I also did one, I think it was on oh yeah, how a diesel locomotive works. So another feature that will be coming up will be on train sets, and focusing on the train sets that I had when I was a kid, and I'll have photographs and some of the rolling stock here and train sets that I had when I got back into the hobby. So I thought that might be something you guys might find interesting, and that'll be one of the features coming up on the channel. There will be a couple of videos coming up. I did a short series on modifying locomotives, and somebody was asking me when part 2 was going to come out, and I'm going to do part 2 will be coming out hopefully soon when I get the bits and pieces I need for it, and it will feature a Lima Class 33. The motor in that particular 33, it's really getting on now, and I can actually see wear in the motor there. So what I'm going to do in that video is I'm going to fit a CD motor. I'm also going to fit a DCC blanking socket and fit a decoder as well. And we'll have a look at the before and the after and see if it's improved its performance. So that might be something that you guys might be interested in. Now, the main part of this update is the scenery, and as you can see, I tried my hand at creating a bit of scenery here. It's okay, it's not bad, I'm not unhappy with it. I still have to come back to the scene and keep on working on it. For the most part, this is a very bare landscape, the layout, as you can see. So I have watched hundreds of videos on guys doing scenery. I haven't really entered properly into the whole area scenery yet, but this is the plan I have for this layout. See, as you go around the room, essentially there is 4 boards, 2 going up the side and 2 going across. Those are the 4 boards there. So the idea of the scenery is, firstly, this board here going from here to here, that'll be taken as a bridge section. That will not be scenic. I will not be scenicking this board. It's kind of in front of everything, and I need to get under here to get to the other side of the attic to various things that are stored up here. This board will be scenic from here all the way up to the top there. And this board will be scenic as well. And this board going down here will also be scenic. So if we start over here on this board, the main points of interest is there's going to be an engine depot there. Traction maintenance depot will be in there, and that will take a while because there's a lot to go in there. As we come across the junction here, there will be a station here. Certainly not what I've got there at the moment. It'll be a basic enough station. In the beginning, I wanted something like maybe an old Victorian style station, but it won't be. It'll be just 3 basic platforms. There'll be a retaining wall, some small simple buildings, and just the details. It'll be kind of like an interchange or a parkway more than anything else. At the top end here, if I come up here, and excuse these curtains, it's to take the keep the dust off the layout. I will be fitting boards up here. These curtains will be gone. I'll be fitting boards up here, painted boards in white, and just to make the light a bit better here up in the attic space. We'll also be trying to concentrate on more light. Now, getting back to the scenery here, I have used Set Track. That is my choice. I like Set Track. I had a go with the Flexi Track. Not a big fan of it. It was my choice. But I do not like the curves. So everywhere on this layout, I will be covering up all the curves. So my plan for here, for this part, is there will be a town scene going right across here, right across here. And this whole area will be covered with a town scene. And the station will be going under it. So that is the plan for there. And I want to make the town scene really kind of look as if it's not a terminus. This will not be a terminus. I want the town scene to, it will be very dark in there. You will try and get the impression, if I come down here, that these lines leaving the main line and going under the town scene, that they are going off to another part of the country. If you can follow that it doesn't end there, it continues on, even though it doesn't. That's the kind of impression I'm going to try and give. When we come along to this board, it's going to be very, very simple. There'll be just a retaining wall here, this line is an access into what is a train care depot down there. So it'll be very basic, be more scenery based, you know, as the trains come out of this town scene. So there'll be retaining wall there. Over in this corner here, there will be a scenery break. There'll be a board there to hide these curves. And on one side of the board, there will be a motorway. Now, I like road vehicles featured on a model railway, and I want a kind of a modern, maybe 1960s style, 1970s motorway. At least, I want it wide enough that you can't really see that curve. I want to get rid of all the curves on this layout. And on the other side there will be another bridge as well. And of course there'll be a lot of countryside here. When we come down this board, from about here, where that motorway is, all the way down, virtually to the end, there will be embankment. So I want it to be a backdrop for all the trains going past. So it'll be hillside, a lot of fauna, a lot of greenery on it, a lot of trees. And how I'm going to do that, all the scenery on this layout, because I don't have the expertise and the skills yet, I am going to be utilizing kind of a modular approach to the scenery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take something like that, a board, and I am going to build the scenery on the boards. And whatever the results are, whether it be good or bad, the boards will then be placed on the layout. And if there is a little join, that will be covered up by a little bit of scenery. So if the scenery is not up to scratch, or it's not what I want, I can take that board away, either modify it or scrap it and start again. But if I build the scenery directly onto these boards here, things are going to get messy. So that is my approach to it. It might be the right approach, it might be the wrong approach, but it gives me the option to change it if it's not the way I like it. Around here, this area here on the inside, we have kind of a junction area here. I'm going to get some, maybe a signal gantry in here that it controls this area. Signal box here. There may be some kind of a road coming down here. The idea of the scenery on this layout will be there will be features, but I do not want to overcrowd things. I want the feeling of space. Even though there will be features, there'll be a station, there'll be a traction maintenance depot, there'll be a motorway there. Apart from that, it's all going to be kind of ground cover, little gentle hills. I don't want to overcrowd it. I don't like things over scenic. I like it kind of open. Down here, of course, we have a train care depot. I might put some hard standing in here like it'll have at the TMD. These buildings here, I'm not quite sure if they're going to stay in the foreground, because I really want the trains to be seen. I want the trains to be seen. Unfortunately, these two lines are at the back of the boards, but I will have the embankment there as a backdrop for them going past. I may or may not keep them there. And over here, we will have a tunnel, and it'll be a mighty old tunnel. It'll be going from here over to here, and these supports actually kind of help me do that. So I'll have tunnel portal there, and there will also be a tunnel there. So it'll be quite a big tunnel. I want it really dark and really gloomy, and you know, basically the trains will be entering a scene and exiting the scene. And I want to give the impression that each scene, so if we take this as scene 1, scene 2 and scene 3, I want to give the impression that there might be a couple of miles between each scene. That one scene doesn't actually follow the other. It's like 3 separate scenes in the one layout, if you can follow me. So that is the plan on the scenery. And that is the end of the update. And I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you to all the people who view the channel. It's very much appreciated. Taking the time to give me feedback, liked the videos, subscribe to the channels. It really is. I'm very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. Back in the hobby 12 years, and for 12 years, I just concentrated on what I needed to do to have the trains running correctly. I had no intention of doing YouTube, and it all just came about by accident. I might do a feature, I don't know, on how I got into model railways and why I left them and got back. I'll have a think about it. But until then, I hope those of you out there are enjoying the videos. That's the most important part for me, is that people are enjoying the videos and finding them interesting, that you may be gaining a little bit of knowledge. And yeah, so until then, everyone, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.